Thank you. Here is your card and a copy of the bill.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy your stay with us?
Yeah, it was fine, thank you.
Where are you traveling to today?
We're heading south to San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco is great.
We're going to stay there for just a couple of days.
Have you been there before?
Well, I've been there once when I was a kid, but Mona, she's never been there.
What are you planning to do while you're there?
No plans. We just want to explore. I want to see all the sights.
Well, you can start with a cable car ride.
Oh, definitely.
It's a really fun thing to do.
Yes, we definitely want to do that.
And you should visit Fisherman's Wharf.
Fisherman's Wharf?
Oh, yeah. You can find a little bit of everything there.
Okay. This sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I remember some pretty interesting houses. They had lots of colors and architectural details. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think you mean the Painted Ladies.
Right.
You can find them in Alamo Square. Alamo Square is this small park surrounded by really wonderful Victorian houses. We call them Painted Ladies because they're so fancy and colorful. You should definitely go there and see them. And don't miss Lombard Street. It's very cool. It's a
beautiful.
very steep hill with lots of curves.
Wow, that all sounds very interesting.
If you have time, you can take a boat trip to Alcatraz. It's really interesting. And you shouldn't miss Golden Gate Park and the Japanese Tea Garden.
Oh, wow. Thank you. This is very helpful.
What's the best way to drive to San Francisco?
The most interesting way is across the Golden Gate Bridge.
Right.
Just join Highway 101 about 5 miles down the road, and it takes you across the bridge.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Enjoy San Francisco.
Oh, thank you. How much for the cards?
Nothing. It's my gift.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good trip.
Certainly will. Thank you so very much.
We really like the apartment.
Yeah, it's good. Very roomy.
Good.
What's the neighborhood like?
Oh, it's a very special neighborhood. There's a real mix of people here. There are older people, young families, and students. There's a lot of different cultures.
So it's a safe neighborhood.
Oh yes, it's very safe and quiet. There isn't much noise. Well, usually.
Is there much crime?
Oh no, there isn't much now.
No?
Well, there were some problems, but that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
What about public transportation?
Public transportation is excellent. It's just a few minutes to downtown.
We like to eat out. Are there many restaurants and coffee shops?
Oh, yes, there are a lot of restaurants. Just take a walk down the street to the end, and you'll see there are lots of Greek and Italian restaurants. There's Indian, Chinese, everything.
Sounds great.
Okay, let's take a look. Thank you for your help.
It was my pleasure. Give me a call this afternoon, because this apartment won't last long.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
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 I love that bookstore. What a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's a movie theater and restaurants.
Movie theater, restaurants.
There's a furniture store.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And there's a jewelry store. My birthday's coming up next month.
Yeah, I know.
Look, Luis, there's a really nice grocery store.
Yeah, it's a nice grocery store.
And there are a lot of really good coffee shops. I really like this neighborhood.
Yeah, it's really great. Wow. That's an amazing guitar.
So, can we take the apartment?
Sure. Why not? Let's go for it. Hey. You know, I'm beginning to feel hungry.
So am I. I really could eat something.
How about pizza?
I'm not sure. Not really in the mood for a pizza.
You know, neither am I.
Okay, let's look for something else. But I want to eat. Soon.
No problem. I do too.
I like Japanese food a lot.
So do I, but...
We could get some sushi.
Yeah. I'm just not sure that's what I want.
But Luis, I'm hungry.
So am I. I'm just not sure about sushi.
Where do you want to go?
Well... There's a Mexican restaurant across the street. You know I love Mexican food.
So do I, but
But...
I just really wanted to try something different.
Okay. Come on. Let's go.
Hey, a Thai restaurant.
I've never had Thai food.
Neither have I. Seafood curry, prawns and coconut milk. Sounds good.
Stir-fried chicken with ginger. Green curry.
I think that's really spicy.
That's okay. I like spicy food.
Me too.
Let's try it.
Welcome. Do you have any questions about the menu?
Yes. How is this dish? Prawns and coconut milk?
That's very good. It's one of our most popular dishes.
What about the green curry?
That's very spicy.
That's fine. I like spicy food.
Do you need a little more time to decide? I can get you your drinks while you read the menu.
Okay. I'd like ginger and honey tea.
And I'll have a jasmine smoothie.
Okay. And I'll be right back with your drinks.
Thank you. Hey, Carmen. Look at that.
Wow. What is that?
I don't know. But it looks so good. Hey, let's ask.
Here we are. One ginger and honey tea, and one jasmine smoothie. Have you guys decided?
Can you tell me what that is?
That is our special Thai pizza. We put grilled prawns and scallions on a thin layer of pizza dough. It is delicious.
Hey, Luis. How about a...
Pizza. We'll have the Thai pizza, please.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, Melissa.
Oh, you look great.
You do too. You look very well rested. How was your trip to London? Did you have any free time between meetings?
London was great. We were very busy all week, but I had some free time on Saturday and Sunday morning. I flew back on Sunday evening.
Did you take any pictures?
Better than that, I have videos.
Excellent.
I can't wait to show you. You're gonna love this.
Can't wait to see them.
I did a lot on Saturday. First, I went to the London Eye. Here it is.
Did you go on it?
Yes, I did. The views were fantastic. Then I went on a boat on the River Thames.
What was the weather like? Doesn't it rain a lot in England?
The weather was okay. It didn't rain all the time.
That's good.
The boat ride was really interesting. I saw Tower Bridge and the Tower of London.
Did you go in the Tower of London?
No, I didn't have time. Then I visited Buckingham Palace. This is where the Queen lives when she's in London.
Was she there when you visited?
No, her flag wasn't on top of the palace. That means she's not there.
Oh, is that a guard? I like his hat.
Yes, it looks heavy. The guards are very intense. Their attention is 100% on their duties. They never move or speak. They ignore all the tourists around them.
Did you take a tour?
No, I didn't. I didn't have time.
That's a shame.
I know.
What did you do next?
Then I took a bus to St. Paul's Cathedral.
Wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah, they built it on the highest point in the city, so that way you can see the dome from almost anywhere in London.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, so that's everything I did on Saturday.
You did a lot.
Yes. Then on Sunday, before I went to the airport, I walked around. I went to Westminster Bridge. I walked across it. I saw Big Ben and Parliament and Westminster Abbey.
Did you go inside?
No, I didn't have time. I had to go back to the airport. I only spent a day and a half in London, but it was great. I went on the London Eye, I went on a boat ride on the River Thames, I saw Tower Bridge and the Tower of London, I visited Buckingham Palace and St. Paul's Cathedral, I walked across Westminster Bridge, saw Big Ben, and visited Westminster Abbey. It was wonderful. Oh, but what about you? Did you have a good weekend? What did you do?
Me? I had a great time. I cleaned my apartment, I did laundry, I went to the pharmacy, I took a subway ride, and saw my brother's baseball game. And I visited a lovely supermarket where I bought groceries. It was wonderful. And I have video too.
And in other news, 2 prisoners escaped from the state prison this morning. They are traveling in a dark SUV. These men are dangerous and have guns. The governor says suspicion.
Sarah, would you like another cup of coffee?
No, thanks.
Honey, do we know anyone that has an SUV?
An SUV? The Thompsons have an SUV, a green one.
This one's not green.
It's not? What color is it?
I can't tell. It's red or brown. It's dark.
Where is it?
It's parked in front of the house, and there are 2 people inside.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And now they're getting out of it.
What do they look like?
One man's tall, and he's got dark hair, and he's wearing sunglasses.
And how about the other one?
He's short. He's wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses, too. I think they're coming here.
Sarah, you keep watching. I'm going to call the police.
The police? Why are you calling the police?
There was a news report on the radio a moment ago. 2 men escaped from the state prison this morning. They're dangerous and they have guns. They're traveling in a dark SUV.
Hurry up, go call the police.
Yes, I'd like to report 2 suspicious persons. 353 Elm Road, Salem. George Adams, A-D-A-M-S. What are they doing now?
They're standing in the driveway and they're looking around.
They're standing in the driveway looking around. About how old are they? Can you tell?
The short one is about 20.
The short one's about 20.
And the tall one looks like he's in his 40s.
And the tall one looks like he's in his 40s.
George, they're walking up to the front door.
It's all right, Sarah. Help is on the way. Right. Yes, thank you so much. Bye.
Wait a minute. I can see them now. George, the tall one. It's
Cousin George. So this is the right address. It's been so long I wasn't sure I remembered.
Cousin Harry, what are you doing here?
We were passing through town, so we decided to stop in and say hello. Last time you saw my daughter Alexis here, she was just a baby.
Hi.
Hi.
Alexis, look at you. You're all grown up. It is great to see you both. Come on in.
Wow, sounds like a rough neighborhood. It's fall here in New England, and that means it's cold season. When you get a cold, what do you do about it? Do you stay in bed? Do you take an aspirin? Or do you just wait for it to go away? Let's find out what some people do for a cold. Hi. We're asking people advice about what they do when they get a cold.
Oh, okay.
So, what should you do when you get a cold?
Well, I think it's a good idea to take vitamin C.
Anything else?
It's usually helpful to drink a lot of coffee.
Coffee? Does that work for you?
Yes, usually it does.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. We'd like your advice.
Sure.
What should you do when you get a cold?
I hate colds. It's really good to drink hot lemon and honey. That always makes me feel better. And that's good for when you have a sore throat too.
Is it a good idea to stay in bed?
Yes. Maybe. I think it's helpful to rest.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi. Can we ask you a question?
But of course.
What should you do when you get a cold?
I never get a cold.
Really?
Yes, because when I feel a cold coming on, I know it's important to eat lots of homemade onion soup.
Okay.
Oh, it's a good idea to eat lots of chocolate, too.
At the same time as the onion soup?
No, after. The onion soup gives you vitamins, and the chocolate gives you energy. That stops the cold virus. Oh, it's a good thing to keep very warm, too. It's not a good idea to hang around on the street.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye!
What should you do when you have a cold?
I have a cold right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, what should you do?
It's a good thing to go home and rest.
Oh, okay.
You should go straight home and eat lots of homemade onion soup.
Okay.
And chocolate, too. Oh, and stay warm.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, go on. Go home.
Get well soon. Oh no, I think I caught his cold. So when you get a cold, it's a good idea to stay warm and get lots of rest. Drink lemon and honey. Take vitamin C. Drink lots of coffee. Eat lots of onion soup. And chocolate. Oh, I feel better already.
Hey, Mariella. How do you like this, huh?
Oh, please, Todd.
Oh, come on. It's only $1.
Do you really want it, Todd?
No, I guess you're right.
Hi, can I help you?
No, thanks anyway. We're just looking.
Okay. Oh, Todd, come over here. Just look at this lovely old necklace.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not just okay, Todd. It's very nice. Oh, and look at this bracelet. Excuse me, how much are these?
Let's see. How about $15 for the two of them?
That's not bad.
And how much is this watch?
Oh, this one. This one is $25.
Mariella, are you kidding? $25 for an old watch?
Well, this watch is old, but it still runs.
How old is it?
I don't really know, but it's very old.
Well, it's lovely. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, great. Do you want those too?
Yes, I'll take these too.
Okay, great.
Sarah, is that my mother's watch?
What? I don't know.
It's my mother's watch. Excuse me, this watch is not for sale. I'm sorry. Sarah, could you come over here, please? I'm sorry.
Hey, Mariella, look at this!
Todd. Todd, no.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm a film student. I'm in film school because I love to watch movies, especially on the big screen. But these days, you can watch movies anywhere, on your computers, on your televisions, and even on your cell phones. I want to know, why do people still go to the theater? Let's go talk to some people. Do you like movies?
I love movies. I do like movies.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love movies.
What type of movies do you like?
I like horror films.
Why?
I like to get scared.
How often do you watch movies on your television, computer, or mobile devices?
I'll probably download like 2 or 3 movies a week on my computer.
And how often do you go to the movie theater to watch a movie?
I'll go to the movie theaters once or twice a month.
What makes going to the movie theater so special for you?
I like to watch them on the big screen. Everything's bigger, the special effects are bigger. I just like it better.
What type of movies do you like?
I like comedies and romance.
Why romance?
I like romance movies because they make me happy.
Do you like thriller movies?
No, I do not like thrillers.
Why not?
I don't like to feel scared.
How often do you watch movies on your television, computer, or mobile device?
I download them to my computer 5 or 6 times a month.
How often do you go to the theater to watch a movie?
I go to the theater once a month.
And why do you go to the theater to watch a movie if you can get it on your computer or cell phone? What makes the theater so special for you?
I like sharing that experience with an audience.
What type of movies do you like?
I like science fiction movies
Why?
because it takes you to another world.
How do you feel about 3D?
I think I like 3D.
Do you like historical drama?
No, I don't like historical dramas.
Why not?
I think they're dull.
How often do you watch movies on your television, computer, or mobile device?
Fairly often, maybe once or twice a week.
What makes the movie theater so special when you go?
It's an opportunity for a night on the town.
What type of movies do you like?
I like foreign films. I like to see people in other cultures.
Do you like classic movies?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I like to see the old black and white movies.
How often do you watch movies on your television, computer, or mobile device?
I watch movies on my phone quite frequently because I take the train to work. I probably see 1 or 2 a week.
And how often do you go to the theater to watch a movie?
I go pretty frequently. I would probably say once or twice a month.
What makes the theater so special for you?
The special effects are much better in the movie theater.
Well, that was some fun research for school. And those people really love their movies and their movie theaters. What do you think? Do you like to watch movies on the big screen or the small screen? Why do you think movie theaters are still so popular?
Hi, I'm Beth, and this is my husband, Chris. We're here for a family picnic. We're having the picnic in the country. That's my dad, Ted. He loves to fish. And that's my mom, Angela, on the left. She's talking to my Aunt Helen and Uncle James. Helen is my mom's sister, and James is Helen's husband. And that's my sister, Kimberly. Jake's playing in the woods. He's 12 years old and very active.
Jake,
What are you doing?
Kimberly is Jake's mom.
Jake.
So Jake is my nephew. That's Ryan and Megan. Ryan is Kimberly's husband, and Megan is their daughter. So he's my brother-in-law, and she's my niece. Here are my mom's parents, Kathleen and Jerry. So they're my grandmother and grandfather. They're my grandparents.
Oh, look, there's Ted. What's he doing?
He's trying to catch a fish.
Okay, everybody, over here.
And now Chris is taking a family photograph. He takes a picture of us every time we get together.
Say cheese.
Cheese! And that's my family.
Hi.
Oh, hi. It's a beautiful morning, huh? Do you always come out here this early?
Yes, I do. I usually get up around 5 o'clock. What about you? Do you come out here a lot?
Yeah, I do. I like to stay in shape.
You do?
Yes.
How often do you exercise?
Every day?
Really?
Yeah, I usually start my day with some stretches. Then I always do some sit-ups, lift some weights, and when the weather's nice, my bike and I are never too far apart.
Wow, you're amazing.
Yeah, well, it's important to take care of yourself.
What else do you do to stay in shape?
Well, on Tuesdays, I'm on the tennis court by 5:30.
I play tennis too. How well do you play?
Pretty well.
That's a lot of exercise for the weekdays. What do you do on the weekends?
Saturdays and Sundays are my days for team sports.
Now that's a lot of exercise.
Yes, it is.
Oh, look at the time. I should get started.
Yeah? How far are you going?
Just a couple miles. Hey, do you want to join me? It's
It's
not that far for a fit guy like you.
No, not far at all. Yeah, I'll join you.
Heidi Evans is a flight attendant for JetBlue, a discount airline. What made you want to be a flight attendant?
I actually saw a movie about a flight attendant, and it looked like something I could do. It looked very exciting, traveling around the world, meeting new people, going to different destinations.
What kind of training did you have?
We had an extensive training, 4 weeks, down in Orlando. We did a lot of work on the cabin simulators. We did a lot of emergency situations, a lot of safety drills to make sure we were prepared if something ever would occur that we would need to use our emergency situation skills for. We learned how to deal with many different situations, safety related. We learned CPR, we learned how to use the defibrillator. We learned how to deal with situations where people are afraid to fly, where people don't want to be on the airplane anymore, or they are sick.
What kind of person do you think the airlines are looking for?
Someone who is happy, energetic, loves to fly, loves to be at their job. They don't really want to hire somebody that's going to be cranky and doesn't want to be there. They're looking for someone with good customer service skills. They're looking for someone who's patient, someone who's willing to go the extra mile, someone's willing to work with other people.
What are the good sides of being a flight attendant?
There are a lot of good perks to being a flight attendant. You get to travel for free. You can go visit the country, which I take advantage of many times. There's no office. There is an office, it's the plane, but it changes every day. My destinations change, the people on the plane change, which is exciting because I get to meet a whole slew of people that are new, it's different, and it's great. That's a great perk for me.
And what are the bad sides?
There aren't that many bad sides. The few you could think of probably would be the delays, the sitting, waiting. but that doesn't happen as much as people think. There's also red-eye flights, which is flying throughout the night, through the whole night, and you're up all night, and you have to get in, and you get very exhausted. It takes a toll on your body, so you pretty much sleep the rest of the day when you get home.
What tips do you have for someone going on a long flight?
Before you go on a long-haul red-eye flight through the night, I suggest you sleep in the morning before. Make sure you get plenty of rest, drink lots of water. Always a good thing to do is exercise before, and actually while you're on the flight, take walks through the aisles, stretch your legs, stretch your calves, drink plenty of water.
You must come into contact with a lot of passengers who are afraid of flying. How do you deal with this?
Usually we just ask, are you okay? Do you have a question? Do you need something? And usually it's, what's that noise? What's that bump? What's going on? And calm them down, talk to them. They usually, once they get their questions answered, they're usually pretty good.
How can you tell if someone's scared?
You can see it in their face. You can see them clenching their fists on the armrests. Their eyes are shut tightly. They're making a scared face.
Have you ever been in a dangerous situation?
Yes, I have. We were taking off out of New York, and as we were taking off, we started to smell smoke. We looked around, and you could actually see little bits of smoke coming through the cabin. And at that moment, we called the captain, and we told him we smell smoke. There's smoke in the cabin. And at that point, he got on the phone with the ground people to make an emergency landing. The flight attendants got up. We walked through the cabin. We looked, calmed the people down. We told them everything was going to be fine. We got back in our seats. We landed the plane, got the people off the plane safely. Everyone worked together. Nobody got hurt, thankfully. And that was that. We ended up getting another plane, taking off, and landing at our destination just fine.
How do you feel when you fly?
I feel pretty good once I'm in the air. Taking off and landing is sometimes a little nerve-wracking, but otherwise fine.
What do you least like about flying?
Probably my least favorite part about flying is waiting in long lines, whether it's for the bathroom or check-in or for luggage.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
Yes, certainly. I mean, I think we all have. There's a time in Chicago when I had to wait on the runway for about 4 hours, and they kept telling us that we'd be taking off any moment, and that never happened, and finally we got sent to a hotel and didn't get out till the next day.
How do you feel when you fly?
When I fly, I love to fly. I think it's so exciting.
What do you least like about flying?
I get bored after, like in the third hour. Towards the end, start getting bored.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
Oh geez. Off the top of my head, that's pretty hard. I don't know.
How do you feel when you fly?
I'm not the easiest flyer. I feel a little bit nervous, especially about takeoff and landing.
What do you least like about flying?
Landing. I tend to feel a little bit sick when I land, so, nausea and kind of being uncomfortable and wanting to get off the plane right away.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
Flying? I can't think of anything offhand, but there have been times before where we've been stuck waiting to get off the plane for over an hour and a half without being able to get up. So that was pretty frustrating, but aside from that, no.
How do you feel when you fly?
I get kind of nervous when I'm flying on planes. It's just one of my fears.
What do you least like about flying?
Flying, the turbulence. It's one of the scariest things, and just the stuff you see on the news, planes crashing. It's not something you want to do.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
I had one bad experience when I was flying. We were going to Puerto Rico. I was about 12 years old. The weather was terrible. The turbulence was awful. The plane dropped about 60 feet, and I just started bawling my eyes out. I had my younger brother right next to me, about 4 years old, and telling me it's going to be all right. And here I am, the big guy, the oldest of the family, crying my eyes out.
Good morning, folks. I hope you enjoyed the ferry ride from Vancouver. Welcome to Victoria, British Columbia. We have a lot to see today, so let's get this tour started. This historic landmark is the Fairmont Empress Hotel. Many famous guests have stayed here, from writers, kings and queens, to actors and actresses, politicians.
Can you tell us when the hotel opened?
Yes, it opened in 1907.
Do you know how much a room costs for one night?
Well, the Empress is a luxury hotel, so a room should run over 300 Canadian dollars. This is the Royal British Columbia Museum. It contains a giant woolly mammoth and masks made by the first people who lived in this area, the Kwa-Kwa-Kwiwa.
Rita, can you tell me how late the museum is open?
Yeah, it's open until 5 p.m.
Thank you. Maybe we'll go there later.
This is Thunderbird Park. In 1941, these totem poles were actually set up outside the museum.
Excuse me, but can you tell us where the totem poles come from originally?
Yeah, they're from the people of the First Nations. That's the term we use in Canada for Indigenous people. The images represent animals and people, and they tell stories from history. Craigdarroch Castle was built in the 1890s. It has 4 floors and 39 rooms. It's famous for its stained glass windows.
What?
Oh, you're awake now.
Oh no, I guess I fell asleep. What time is it?
It's 1:15.
Oh no. My flight leaves at 3. I have to get back to Vancouver. Can you tell me how long it will take to get to the Vancouver airport from here?
Well, it's going to take a long time. You have to get back to the harbor and then get onto the ferry and then get back to the airport. So...
And can you tell me how long until the tour ends?
About 45 minutes to an hour from now.
Oh no. That's not enough time for me to make my flight.
This is Beacon Hill Park. The totem pole was carved in 1956 by a Kwa-Kwa-Kwiwa artist named Mongo Martin. It's actually the 4th tallest in the whole world.
Can you wait while we take some pictures?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Thanks. There's too many totem poles in this place. Hey, can you tell me when the next ferry for Vancouver leaves?
3 o'clock? Okay, here we are back at the ferry, and that concludes our tour of Victoria, BC. I hope that you guys enjoyed your tour, and we hope that you'll enjoy your stay while you are here in Victoria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. No problem. Hey, listen, sorry you missed your flight.
Oh well, since there's not enough time for me to make my flight, I'll just find a room in a cheap hotel and sleep. Oh. There's one. I'll just go there. Bye.
That's not...
Oh no.
Welcome to Melting Pot, the show where we talk about life in North America. My name is June Park. I was born in South Korea, but my family and I moved to the United States when I was 16. There are many immigrants from all over the world here. Over 45 million people living in the United States and Canada were born in a foreign country. That's a lot of people. And today, we're going to meet a few of them.
My name is Nami Musali.
Thank you for being our guest here at Melting Pot.
Thank you. I was born in Damascus, Syria.
How old were you when you moved to the U.S.?
When I came to the United States, I was 12 years old.
And what was that like, coming here as a 12-year-old boy?
So it was very different. I grew up in a small town, southern Damascus.
What did you used to do for fun in Syria?
I used to play a lot of soccer.
What do you miss most about your home country?
My mother, definitely. That's the number one thing, definitely. Spend a lot of time together.
Well, thanks for being our guest here at Melting Pot.
My name is Patricia de Oliveira. I am originally from Brazil.
How old were you when you moved?
When I moved to the United States, I was 6 years old.
What was it like for your family to move to a new country?
When we first moved to the United States, it was difficult, quite a culture shock. My parents didn't speak any English when they first moved here, and so I used to translate for them in the beginning, but as they took classes and learned English, that stopped.
What languages do you speak?
I speak both Portuguese and English now.
What do your parents miss the most about their home country?
The proximity of our family members. In Brazil, because there was a lot of family around, there's always picnics, parties, going to the beach.
Have you been back to visit?
I have not been back to visit yet. I would like to visit Brazil very soon.
My name is Rolando Carrera. I was born in Chihuahua, Mexico. It's the northern area of the country.
When you were a kid, what did you used to do for fun?
Most of the time I have to say that I used to listen to music in English. I used to listen to records over and over and over.
What did you used to do for work in Mexico?
I used to work for a record company.
What was it like moving to the United States?
In the beginning, it was difficult not to be able to communicate and talk to people and make yourself understood. And so I felt frustrated a lot of times. But once my English improved, I was able to communicate better.
What do you miss most about your home country?
Besides my family, the food is amazing in Mexico. It's very colorful.
Well, thank you for being our guest here on Melting Pot.
You're very welcome.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
What is your name?
Mihoko Hakata. I'm from Tokyo, Japan.
How long have you been in the United States?
It's been about 8 years. I went to school in New York City. I used to study art, and now I go to school in Boston.
What do you miss most about your home country?
I miss this place called Shonan. There's a beach and many restaurants also.
Well, thank you for being our guest on Melting Pot.
Thank you.
So many people, so many stories. Maybe you're wondering about me. What I remember most about Korea is the food my grandmother used to make. Yukgaejang. It's shredded beef in spicy broth. Yummy. This is pretty good, but not quite as good as my grandmother's. Hers is still the best. And that's our show. This is June Park reporting from Melting Pot.
Hey guys, you're not going to believe this. I just heard a story about this campground.
What do you mean? What about it?
I was just at the bathhouse. I had taken a shower and was brushing my teeth when this woman came in with her daughter. She was telling her the story, so I listened in.
What's so interesting about this old campground?
It isn't scary, is it? Because scary stories freak me out.
Don't be such a chicken, Molly. Come on, Ellen, tell us the story.
Well, this all took place many years ago. Before it was turned into a campground, this land had been a farm. It was owned by a young couple named Theodore and Dolly McShane. Mr. McShane had inherited the land from a relative.
So, what's so scary about that? I thought this was supposed to be a spooky story.
I'm getting to that. Just wait. The McShanes were wonderful people. Friendly, sociable, everybody loved them. And they really, really loved each other. Everybody could see it. When they were walking down the street together, they always held hands. When he was working in the fields, he always picked her wildflowers and brought them home to her in the evening.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh no, then something bad happened, right?
Yes. One day, as Theodore was coming home from town, he saw smoke in the distance. It had been a very hot, dry summer, so fires were a real danger.
And was there a fire at the farm?
Yes. And as he was hurrying down the road, the smoke was getting thicker and thicker, blacker and blacker. All he could think about was his wife. But by the time he got home, the house was completely in flames. He screamed Dolly's name over and over, but she didn't answer.
She was in the house?
She died in the fire?
Yes. It was a terrible tragedy.
What happened then?
Well, the poor man went crazy. He refused to believe that Dolly had died. For months, he searched for her. He walked all day and night through the countryside and through the town, searching. And in his hands, he always carried a bouquet of wild flowers for his poor, dead bride.
So, how did it turn out? What finally happened to him?
That's the spooky part. It's a mystery. People saw him less and less. And then Theodore McShane just disappeared. No one ever saw him again. But the people who live here say he still walks the forest at night looking for his lost bride.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you, ladies. I was making my rounds and wanted to see if everything is all right.
Yes, a park ranger, of course. Yes, everything's fine. Ellen was telling us a spooky story when you came by.
Campfire stories, huh? That's always fun. Well, okay then, I'll let you get back to it.
Thanks for checking on us, and sorry about the screams.
Oh, that's okay. I'm used to it. Hey, in the morning, you ladies should take a look down that path. There's a field full of wildflowers in there in bloom right now. Very pretty.
Oh, that's good to know. We'll do that, thanks.
Here's some for you to enjoy. In case you need anything, I'll be at the ranger station.
Thanks again. Oh, what's your name?
I'm Ted. Theodore, really. But my friends call me Ted. Ted McShane. You have a good night.
Rachel, I am so glad you're home. I was wondering if you could help me out?
Yeah. What's up, Anne?
I need a big favor. My boss just called and he wants me to go out of town this afternoon to meet with a client.
That's great.
Yeah, but my parents are out of town too, and my little sister Megan is staying with me. Would you mind if she stayed with you tonight? I could pick her up tomorrow by 10.
No, I don't mind at all. What time did you want to bring her over?
How about now?
Hi, Megan. Did you want to spend the night here?
Okay.
Great. But I have a report to work on tonight.
Don't worry, we planned ahead. She brought her homework. She'll keep herself busy.
Fantastic.
I have to run. Thanks a million.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye, Meg. Have fun, but do your homework, okay?
Don't worry, Anne. I will.
Bye.
What grade are you in, Megan?
8th. Hey, you've got the Twilight movies. Can we watch them?
Sure, but I think you should do your homework first.
Okay.
Good. You can work in here. I have some work to do too, so I'm going to go to my office.
Okay.
Hey, kiddo. How's the homework coming?
Good. I did half of my math problems.
That's good, but you still have some more work to do. You can watch the movie when you're done, okay?
Rachel!
Yes?
I'm done. Is it okay if I watch the movie now?
Yes! Megan, could you turn that down a little bit?
What?
Could you please turn down the volume?
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm starving. Could I have something to eat?
It's only 4 in the afternoon.
So?
Okay, how about some carrot sticks and an apple?
What else have you got?
I have some strawberries and whipped cream.
Anything else?
Okay. How about a pizza? I have one in the freezer.
Plain?
I think it's a veggie pizza.
That sounds good.
Okay. I love this part.
I know. It's so romantic when Edward tells her he loves her. Does he stay with her?
You mean you've never read any of the books or seen the movies?
No, I was too little. But I'm old enough to understand them now. Can we watch the second movie after this one's over?
I have a better idea.
Hello? Anybody home?
Oh, good morning.
Morning. What's going on here?
We stayed up late reading Twilight. I loved it when Bella first dreamed about Edward.
Oh, me too. The part where Jacob appears? Wow. We must have lost track of time.
We ought to get going, Megan.
All right, I'll grab my stuff. These books are the best. Would you mind if I borrowed this one?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Thanks.
You two really seem to hit it off. How'd you do it?
I guess a good book can still bring people together.
Joyce Levine is an astrologer and author of books on astrology. What does an astrologer do?
What an astrologer does is give people a better understanding of themselves, why they are the way they are, and what they can do with that in life.
What kind of knowledge does an astrologer need to have?
There's really a wide body of knowledge that you have to learn to be able to interpret what the planets mean. So you have to know the meanings of the planets in terms of how they affect human nature.
And what skills do you have to have?
One, you have to be good with people. When a person walks in my door, I've never seen them before. And in 2 hours, I'm going to tell them very personal things about themselves. So I have to be able to establish a rapport. I have to be not intimidating because some of the information that I give them may be hard to listen to. And so you need a sense of compassion, you need counseling skills, and if you're going to be self-employed, you need business skills.
What do you do when somebody comes to see you?
Before I see someone, I calculate their chart, which is based on their date, their time, and their place of birth. And then when they come in for an appointment, what we do is basically go over what that means.
What can a birth chart or horoscope tell you about a person?
A person's chart shows their temperament, their personality, their character, their family background, how they're likely to work or spend money, the kind of people they're attracted to in life, what their relationships are like, and what their aspirations are.
Can a person's chart predict their future?
Within a range, yes. Life is cycles, and those cycles are predictable. And there's an intersection between fate and free will. So your chart is what you're like. Now you have a range of possibilities. You can be the best of yourself or the worst of yourself. The cycles themselves are basically predictable, and then human beings have a choice in terms of what they do with them.
Why do people usually come to see you?
Typically, the first time someone comes in, they have some kind of problem or they've hit some kind of obstacle. People don't usually come in the first time because they're happy or they're curious. They've either lost a job or they want to make a change and they're not sure what to do, or they're having some kind of relationship difficulty, and they want to understand what's going on in their life, how they got there, and basically what they can do about it.
What kind of people come to see you?
The clients I have really are a wide range of people. On one hand, I work with I work with individuals, I work with couples, I work with families, and I work with businesses. And so a mother might call me because a baby was just born and she wants to have the baby's chart done. For relationship consultations, a couple might come in and say, you know, we're having difficulties. And I can work with businesses, you know, are you more likely to make money this year? Will you have problems with employees? When's a good time for hiring?
If you saw on someone's chart something bad about their future, would you tell them?
If I saw something that could be a serious problem, I would tell someone, but I would tell them in such a way, ideally, that it's not going to particularly frighten them. So I would say, you know, maybe it's given your cycles, this is probably a good time for a checkup. You know, you want to make sure that your health is okay. Or there could be some health problems in the family. You know, you might want to spend more time with your mother or something like that. Ideally, I wouldn't scare them, but they'd get the message.
Do you ever look at your own future?
Of course, you can't help it. I mean, I always know where the planets are, and so I always know what's affecting me.
What's your star sign?
My star sign is Aquarius.
Do you ever read your horoscope?
I do actually. I start most of my mornings with my horoscope, surprisingly.
Do you think someone's star sign has an influence on their personality?
I think it's what you read into it. I mean, it's fun stuff, so it's entertaining. I don't think you should take it too seriously.
What's your star sign?
My what?
Your star sign.
Leo. Yes.
Do you ever read your horoscope?
I do every once in a while, but I don't really like to listen to what it says because it's usually crazy.
Do you think someone's star sign has an influence on their personality?
Maybe if that's something they grow up reading a lot, I think it might kind of influence you if you read it, and maybe that would influence you by reading it often. So.
What's your star sign?
Sagittarius.
Do you ever read your horoscope?
No, hardly.
Do you think someone's star sign has an influence on their personality?
I guess it might do, but I would say probably where you grow up and the people you talk to have a bigger influence on how you turn out.
What's your star sign?
I'm a Cancer, the moody emotional side.
Do you ever read your horoscope?
Once in a while, not too often. If I'm flipping through a magazine and it has them, I'll read it, but I don't go out of my way every day to find my horoscope and read it, no.
Do you think someone's star sign has an influence on their personality?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to admit that, but yeah, I do.
What is your star sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Do you ever read your horoscope?
No, I don't ever read my horoscope because I once took a course in psychology, and we kind of got a little bit of insight into how horoscopes are developed and how generalizable they are to different people. So often you read them and they do apply, however, they might apply to several other people as well.
Do you think someone's star sign has any influence on their personality?
From things that I've read about astrology, a lot of times you can find things that, relate to people's personality characteristics that relate to their sign. However, I personally think, again, it's more like a generalizable sort of thing.
Hi, I'm Chris Brooks. Welcome to Travel World. Have you ever traveled to a country with a completely different culture? If you have, you probably know what culture shock is. It's a feeling of confusion you get from suddenly being in a new environment. The traditions and customs may seem strange. Expectations are different. You don't know exactly what you're supposed to do. You may even be a little bit afraid of making a mistake. In time, you get used to everything. But when you get home, you often have some interesting and perhaps humorous stories to tell about your cross-cultural experiences. Today, we're going to Latin America to meet some people who've traveled abroad and hear about their experiences crossing cultures. First, let's go to Brazil. Ah, yes, Rio de Janeiro. Enjoying a spectacular view of Sugarloaf Mountain is our lucky reporter, Fatima Nolan.
Hi, Chris. I'm here in beautiful Rio de Janeiro. Like everywhere else in the world, people here like to travel abroad and have some interesting stories to tell. Let's talk with some of them. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Camilla, and I was born in Stockholm, Sweden, but I moved to Rio when I was 4, and I've lived here ever since. 2 years ago, I went to Sweden, and I lived there for a year.
What did you notice that was different?
Well, the first thing that I noticed when I got to Sweden was how people greet each other. It was completely different, because here in Brazil, we kiss on the cheek, and they shake hands. So I went to kiss, and they, oh my goodness, what's going on? And they felt like you're invading my space or something like that. It was strange.
This is Fatima Nolan from Rio de Janeiro. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Fatima. Now, let's cross the South American continent to Lima, Peru, where our reporter Denise Oregui is standing by. Denise?
Thanks, Chris. We're here at the beautiful Plaza de Armas. This is a favorite spot for tourists and the people of Lima. Let's talk to some people here about their cross-cultural experiences.
Hey, what's your name and where are you from?
My name's Andrew, and I'm from the United States.
Have you noticed any difference in the way people do things here in Peru?
Yeah, one thing that I've really noticed is the public transportation system is really different. Because here, the bus system is private, and so there's all these people trying to get you on their bus, because the way they make money is by getting as many people as possible to get on their bus. So the whole time they're yelling, "Get on my bus, get on my bus," and sometimes it's not the bus that you want to be getting on.
This is Denise Arregui here in Lima, Peru. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Denise. Now reporter Hilary Garcia is standing by in Mexico, our final destination for today. What do you have for us, Hilary?
Thanks, Chris. I'm here in beautiful Tepoztlan, Mexico, a town that both Mexican and foreign tourists like to visit. Let's talk with a few of them about their cross-cultural experiences. Hi, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Delfino Valdez, and I was born in Reynosa, Mexico, and now I live in the United States.
Tell us about your cross-cultural experience.
I am married to an American woman, and she was making me lunch one day, and she brought me a soup and a sandwich. Once I was done with it, I said, "Okay, honey, where's the rest of it?" And she said that was it. Well, it is customary in my culture to have a huge meal in the middle of the day, with the beans, the rice, meat. So needless to say, I was very surprised.
This is Hilary Garcia in Tepoztlan, Mexico. Back to you, Chris.
Until next time, this is Chris Brooks for Travel World, bidding you bon voyage.
Norman? I've got to go to the hardware store. Room 12 really needs work.
Room 12. Yeah.
We're expecting guests soon. So take care of them, okay?
Yes. Room 12.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
Hello?
Anybody there? Sorry. Hi. May I help you? Yes, we have reservations, Quincy, Ed, and Michelle, for 2 nights.
Yes, Mr. Quincy, you're in room 12. May I help you with your luggage?
Oh, no, we're okay. We're just staying 2 nights. We don't have a lot of luggage.
All right, well, I'll show you the way to your room. Follow me. Oh, watch that floorboard. It's loose. Be careful. Here's the temperature control. Press this button for air conditioning. This button to turn on the heat. Adjust the temperature with this dial. Bathroom's right in there. My name is Norman. Give me a call if you need anything.
He was strange. We just got here and I'm already feeling stressed out.
Hey, does it feel cold in here to you?
Yeah? Hey, look. It's stuck.
I'm gonna turn on the heat. This thing's broken.
I'll call the front desk. Norman, we have a window that needs to be fixed, and the heat needs to be checked too. Okay? Thanks. He's on his way?
That was nice of him.
I still think he's strange. That was quick.
Hi.
Hi.
What's the problem?
Oh, it's cold.
Turn up the heat.
The heat doesn't work.
Well, what's wrong with it?
The dial's broken. It came off in my hand.
Well, that should do it.
We'll see. That window needs fixing too. It's stuck and it's letting the cold air in.
That should do it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
At least it's warming up.
Yeah, but look around. The paint is cracked and peeling. The nightstand is scratched. The curtains are torn. And the rug is worn and dirty. Actually, this place is a dump. You know what? It's getting really warm in here. Norman didn't fix anything. He just turned the temperature way up, and now it's stuck on high. I can't turn the heat off.
Well, open the window.
I'm on it.
Ed, there's no water in here.
And I can't open this window. That does it. We're leaving.
Something the matter?
Everything's the matter. First of all, the thermostat is broken.
It's too hot now.
And the window is stuck, and there's no water. Everything needs to be fixed. Tell me he's not strange.
Strange? He's out of his mind.
Ballet to ballroom and salsa to swing, learning to dance is one of today's hottest trends, and tango dancing is the hottest of them all. Tango fever has spread all over the world. Hi, I'm Kevin Kane, and once a month people come here to the Weeks Bridge in Cambridge, Massachusetts to learn tango. Hi, how's your tango lesson going?
Oh, it's super fun.
So why did you decide to take a tango class?
I was just interested in dancing.
And a lot of our friends come here.
What's the best way to improve your dancing?
Just by going to a tango club.
And by practicing hard, too.
How did you learn to dance?
By coming to class.
And why did you decide to take tango lessons?
Because I wanted to keep fit and have fun at the same time.
Well, I took some lessons, and I come here to practice.
So what's a good way to improve your dancing?
By practicing with a guy, but you have to find a good partner.
Now we're going to talk to a tango instructor, Uche. Hi.
Hi.
Why do you think tango is so popular?
I think tango is popular because it's very exotic and it's also very challenging for people. And once people learn something that they find challenging and it's very exotic, I think they feel very rewarded. Step 6, back, collect, 7, and then instead of collecting, you actually switch your weight.
What do you recommend for people who want to learn tango?
I would recommend starting with group classes or private classes.
And after you've learned the basics of tango, what's a good way to improve your moves?
By going out dancing with the people that you've taken the lessons with, practicing at home, listening to the music, just feeling very comfortable with the music, and then going out dancing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How long have you been coming here?
I've been coming here for about 6 years.
Why?
Because I love tango.
And what is it about tango that you love so much?
I think it's got great rhythm. I think it's got passion. It's a fun type of dance.
Do you have any advice for people who want to learn to tango?
A lot of people don't think they can dance until they get out here and try it. I think dancing starts by taking the initiative. Take a class.
Do you prefer taking lessons in a studio or going out somewhere like this?
I prefer going out and dancing. There's a different energy. It's more social. But there's nothing wrong with taking lessons. I recommend it.
Why do you think tango is so popular?
You can grow into it. You let your body move to the music and you create a dance with someone. And it's relaxing once you learn it.
Do you have any advice for people who want to learn tango?
It depends on how you learn. Some people learn best by taking classes. I learn best by watching and listening to the music and then getting brave and trying it a little. You know, learn by doing and practicing.
Okay, I'm ready to take the plunge. How do I get started?
It's not too difficult. Take this arm behind my back, this one up, now just start walking. That's perfect. Try step to the side. Good, and then step back. Now side again.
Hey, this is a lot of fun. You should try it. This is Kevin, actually dancing tango from the Weeks Bridge in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
One of the most remote nations on Earth, threatened by rising water levels, has today experienced the damaging impact of what's known as a king tide. Tuvalu is a small group of islands 10,000 miles and 11 time zones away in the South Pacific. Islanders fear that the area could disappear within 50 years if action isn't taken over climate change. Well, our environment correspondent, David Schuckman, has travelled to the islands, and we can join David there now.
Hugh, thank you. It's a stormy time here in the heat of the South Pacific, just the combination of high tides and strong winds that people dread. Because Tuvalu is so low in the water, it really does run the risk of becoming the first country to fall victim to the way our climate is now changing.
Incredibly beautiful, but incredibly vulnerable. The fragile strips of green that make up this country only just break the surface of the ocean. But for how much longer? The mighty waves of the Pacific pound the shoreline during what's called a king tide, the highest tides of the year, and the effects can be devastating. This is the island's main road.
I mean, we've never seen this in the past, water coming all the way up to this far. And our house is just up behind us.
But the water also surges up from underground, through the coral the islands are built on. In the space of an hour, the lowest areas are all flooded. Everyone feels the impact. This priest steps carefully through the waters on his way to conduct a funeral. The higher the king tides get, the harder it is to keep things going here. So can you grow anything here?
No.
Because it's too salty?
Yeah, too salty.
Okay. The seawater is poisoning the soil and people are nervous.
It makes me feel scary. So what will happen to us in 10 years' time?
This isn't like other floods that I've covered with a single catastrophic event. Instead, it's a creeping process with this seawater flowing up into the heart of these islands and slowly, but effectively, killing them off. The water bubbles up in tiny streams, and everywhere you look, it just lies on the surface. And the problem is getting worse. At the harbour, the rising swell is monitored by an Australian system. The measurements go back 15 years. And at the local Met Office, they say the king tides are getting higher, a trend forecast to continue.
In prediction, the next 5 to 10 years, the king tide is getting worse and getting higher than normal. Then most of the coastal areas will be washed out.
The implications are alarming. A typical high tide reaches about 2.5 metres. A king tide like now can be more than 3. The UN Climate Panel forecasts a rise of another 0.5 metre, when the highest point is only about 4.5 metres. Now for Tuvalu, each scenario would cost precious land. Only a small rise would see parts of the island go under, perhaps even the runway, a lifeline to the outside world. How long have you got?
Not more than 50 years. In fact, some of the islands have already disappeared. Please help us. You cause climate change. You know, the polluter pays principle must apply. You must set up a global fund to which these islands can come and tap into to build their resilience, to build their capacity, their education, technology, and all that, and restore what the damage has been done.
People here say there must be a technological fix if a rich country like Dubai can build entirely new islands, especially since these are so narrow you can cross from one side to the other in a few short paces. The problem? They're founded on coral, which is porous. Saving these islands will cost a fortune. For the children of Tuvalu, the floods are fun. But for them to lead their lives on these islands will require massive international support. And with just 11,000 people here, will the outside world think it's worth it?
Now, of course, Tuvalu does get some aid, but not nearly enough to keep the rising sea at bay. So the international community faces very soon a difficult choice of whether to draw a line between those who get saved and those who don't. And in the meantime, people here are getting ready for another king tide. Right now it's low. It's due to get very high in about 8 hours' time. Back to you in the studio.
David, thank you very much. David Shukman there, our environment correspondent in Tuvalu.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dream Date, the show where one lucky lady gets to choose her perfect date. I'm your host, Richard Darian. Now, let's meet our contestant. She's an English teacher from Chicago, Illinois. She's 25 years old, interested in American history, literature, and the arts. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Elizabeth Campbell. Hello, Elizabeth, and welcome to Dream Date.
Hi, Richard. I'm delighted to be here.
So tell us, Elizabeth, what qualities do you look for in a guy?
I like a guy who is honest and straightforward. Someone who is considerate and interested in other people.
Is there anything you don't like in a guy?
Yes. I don't like when a guy is egotistical. When he talks about himself all the time. That is something that really bothers me.
I know what you mean. Well, it's time to meet our bachelors. Bachelor number 1 is a writer and a former college soccer star who loves watching almost any kind of sports. Bachelor number 2 is the director of educational programs at a science museum, and in his free time he enjoys reading, running, and camping. Bachelor number 3 is a model who also studies marketing. He says everyone should recognize him from his latest running shoe ad on billboards and in magazines. Welcome, gentlemen. It's good to have you with us. Okay, let's get started. What is your first question?
Bachelor number 1. If you were with your friends and were late to our first date, what excuse would you give?
Well, I'd be too embarrassed to tell you the truth, so I'd probably say I had car trouble or got stuck in traffic or something.
Okay. Bachelor number 2. Same question.
Well, it bothers me when people lie, so I would tell you the truth and hope you were generous enough to forgive me.
Bachelor number 3.
Well, I'd probably tell you what I tell everyone else. It's hard to split my time among so many people.
Okay. Next question. Bachelor number 1. Describe to me your ideal date.
Getting together with a bunch of my friends, having a barbecue, and watching sports on TV. Yeah, that'd be a great date.
Okay. Bachelor number 2.
I'd take you out for a nice dinner. Let's just relax and enjoy the evening and get to know each other.
Bachelor number 2. Tell me 2 things about yourself. 1 positive and 1 negative.
Well, I think I'm a pretty good friend, very reliable. Something negative. I'm very direct, and that sometimes upsets people.
No, I think that's a good thing. Bachelor number 3. Something good and something not so good about yourself.
Well, I'm actually a pretty good guy. As for something not so good, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Elizabeth, final question, and then you're going to have to make your choice.
Right. Bachelor number 1. Finish this sentence. I can't stand it when...
I can't stand it when people talk when I'm trying to watch the soccer match on TV.
Bachelor number 3. Finish this sentence. I think it's disgusting when...
I think it's disgusting when I go to a fancy restaurant and I don't get the service I deserve.
Bachelor number 2. Finish this sentence. It really bothers me when...
It really bothers me when people argue over unimportant things. I just think people should be less temperamental and more relaxed.
We are out of time. Now, I'm going to ask you to make a choice.
I think I'm going to choose bachelor number 2.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's meet this guy. Bachelor number 2 comes from Chicago, your own hometown. Elizabeth, meet Adam York.
Adam York?
Betty? Betty Campbell? I knew it.
Wait a minute, do you two know each other?
We went to high school together.
Well, that takes the mystery out of the show. I'm your host, Richard Darien. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Dream Day.
Live from Cleveland in the heart of beautiful Ohio, it's What's Cooking? Now say hello to your favorite chef, Giuliano Romano! Here's Juliana!
What's going on? Where's Juliana?
Olivia, I just ate something bad. I'm sick and can't come to the studio. Jimmy, quick, go to tape! Hey, there's Hank. Let's get him to do it.
A sports reporter? Are you kidding me? Has he ever even cooked anything?
I don't know, and I don't care. Look, we have no choice. He's the only one who is here right now.
This is a recipe for disaster.
Funny. You just stay behind the camera.
Hi there! I'm Hank Walker, host of the Daily Sports Report. Juliana isn't feeling well today, so I'm going to be your chef. So what is today's recipe?
On the counter.
Oh, it's an Italian dish called chicken con mozzarella. Looks like chicken stuffed with mozzarella cheese. Sounds delicious. Let's get started. Okay, first we need to turn on the oven. Now you always have to preheat an oven, kind of like a baseball player warming up.
That's the microwave. You want the oven.
This is a microwave? This is a microwave. Okay, so first go to the oven and turn it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 175 degrees Celsius. You know what? This is gonna take some time. Why don't we turn it up hotter and get the chicken cooked faster? Next, the chicken. Where's the chicken? Here, chicken. Here, chicken. Ah, here it is. It's in the refrigerator. Let's see, now what? Pound the chicken. Pound it? Pound the chicken? Really? Okay. Okay. This feels really good. Like that? Does that look good? You like that? Okay, I don't think these guys are going anywhere. Then, sprinkle the chicken with a little salt and a little pepper and spread butter on the chicken. After that, roll a strip of mozzarella cheese inside each piece of chicken. I like this. Hey, maybe Juliana can host my sports show one day. Secure with toothpick. You know what? I don't know if those are going to stay in place. Put one there. There. Huh? Oh! Good. Then beat 2 eggs. Okay, this is sounding like a boxing match, huh? So, scramble them. After that, roll the chicken in flour, the eggs, and breadcrumbs. Place in a baking dish. Really? Okay. Great. Breadcrumbs. And after that, we sprinkle with rosemary. I like rosemary. It smells delicious. You know what? Let's add more. Okay. Finally, we put the chicken in the oven. And we bake it for 20 minutes. And if you get it right, it ought to look like this. All right, sports fans, food friends, that's our show for today.
I'm Kai Nagata, and I'm a TV reporter. I work for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, or CBC, and I've been working for the CBC for the last 2.5 years. We're here in our Montreal headquarters headquarters. This is our main newsroom for all of Quebec, and behind me you can see both radio and television journalists working hard to hit their 12 o'clock deadline. When I walk into the office in the morning, I never know what I'm going to get. Every morning I'm assigned to a different story, and I have to figure out where to go and who to talk to be able to tell that story. I've been living in Montreal for 4 years now, ever since I drove here from Vancouver. When I first moved to Montreal, I could barely speak French, but I've been listening to people and talking with them, and now I feel like I can understand almost everything people say to me. My father's family is Japanese Canadian. My father's grandparents emigrated to Canada more than 100 years ago, and at the same time, my mother's ancestors were coming to Canada from England and Scotland, and then my mother and father met up 3 generations later. As a kid, I liked to ride my bike. That was my main source of enjoyment and exercise and fun. I still like riding bikes. If I couldn't ride a bike, I don't think I could be happy. I've been riding my bike to work every single day since I got to Montreal. When I first started off at the CBC, I was on the radio side. I went out as a radio reporter and I covered all the same news stories as the TV reporters, but only for audio. Then I was promoted and moved over to television, and so for the last year I've been telling all my stories visually. In the past, TV reporters had to rely on a big crew, a big team carrying lots of heavy, complicated equipment. But with new technology, I can do a whole TV story on my own. I've been producing stories for TV using just a video camera in my backpack and a laptop computer. Lately, I've been thinking a lot more about traveling. I want to tell stories in other countries and meet people from around the world. I'm sorry, 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. That's my boss. Hey, Pete. When I first started working at the CBC, I was assigned to much simpler stories, like maybe a house fire or a car accident. But lately, the CBC has been working on investigative stories about corruption, about organized crime, and about the links between politicians and criminals. And I've been working on a lot more of those stories lately. Yeah, I got it covered. All right, I'll see you soon. This is actually what I love about this job, is on any given day, I have no idea what they're going to ask me to do. I love this job, and I think I'm going to be a journalist one way or another for the rest of my life. Bye.
Welcome to Matheson College. I'm Jamie Fish. Some students arrive on campus with clear career ambitions, but most students need some help figuring out which field of study is right for them. The good news is, help is available. I'm here with Jacqueline Ouden, a career advisor from the Career Services Department here on campus. Ms. Ouden, you've advised a lot of students over the years about choosing a major and a career path. What should students consider?
Well, Jamie, one of the first things to consider is your personality type. Well, along with your skills, abilities, and personal preferences, your personality type can guide you toward finding a major that best suits you.
Okay, so how many personality types are there?
There are 6 basic personality types. Artistic, conventional, enterprising, investigative, realistic, and social. Now, the first type is artistic. These people are creative and imaginative, and they prefer to work on one project at a time rather than multitasking.
What careers should artistic types pursue?
The most important thing for this type of people is being in charge of a creative project. So careers to consider are landscaping, graphic design, web design.
I see. The next personality type is conventional. Tell us about that one.
Yes, conventional types are practical and orderly. They respond well to rules, procedures, schedules, things like that.
What types of careers do conventional type people usually enjoy?
Conventional types often enjoy numbers, and they're also good with measuring and analyzing things in general. So often they tend to be bankers, lawyers, building inspectors, and technical writers.
Are they good business people?
Sure, they can be. But they usually work for others. The next type, enterprising people, those are the business owners.
Ah, the enterprising type. What characteristics do those people share?
They tend to be leaders. They're independent and willing to take risks. They're good at motivating people, so we often find them in sales.
Really? What careers do they enjoy, aside from sales?
Well, they're good at directing projects and people, so they make good managers.
Okay, so that's 3 types. Let's take a look at the 4th type, investigative.
Well, this type of person prefers logic to imagination and tends to be precise and detailed. So, Jamie, what are some careers that you think would suit this type of person?
Science would probably be appealing.
You're right. Uncovering mysteries is key to any type of science, but librarians are also the investigative type. Really, any career that involves research fits into this category.
So that brings us up to the 5th type, realistic.
Yes, realistic types like to work with their hands, with tools. They want to see the results of their work in physical terms.
That sounds like repair people to me.
Yes, that's right. Also jewelry makers, builders, and engineers.
So now for the 6th personality type, which is the one that describes me best.
Yes, I think you're right. The last type is social. Social types like people. Their jobs usually involve helping and communicating with others.
Oh, but teaching would appeal to social types.
Oh, yes. Medicine, coaching, broadcast journalism, and, of course, career advising.
That's us, social types. Ms. Auden, thank you for sharing this information with us.
It was my pleasure, Jamie.
Well, we hope this information has been helpful to you. If you'd like to learn more, visit the Career Services Department and tell them Jamie sent you.
In the United States and Canada, as in most countries, people like to invite guests to their homes, but sometimes misunderstandings occur and embarrassing things happen. Everyone seems to have a story about a difficult situation involving a guest. We're going to look at some of those stories today, then ask people what they would do in these sticky situations. Let's take a look.
I was invited to a party, and I arrived an hour early. I thought it would take me longer to get there. Well, Rebecca came to the door wearing sweatpants and an old t-shirt.
Hi. Rebecca, am I too early?
You're the first one.
I'm the first one. I could hear the shower running in the background, and of course, not a single guest was there.
Wow. Well, we asked some people about what they would have done in this situation.
What would I have done? I would have pretended to have an errand to run in the neighborhood, like going to the drugstore, the grocery store, and then I would have told her I'd come back later.
If I were him, I would have apologized and then offered to help with things like setting the table.
You wouldn't have left?
No, I don't think so.
And what if the situation were reversed? What would you have done if you were the host and a guest arrived early?
If I were the host, same thing really. I would have invited him in and put him to work.
What would you have done? Now let's take a look at another predicament.
I invited my boss and her husband to dinner the other night. We had a great time, but she just wouldn't leave. By midnight, my husband and I were so exhausted. Finally, my husband fell asleep at the table. My boss was very embarrassed when she realized it was so late. I just never know what to do when a guest won't go home.
So, what should the host have done? Let's get some opinions.
I don't care if she is my boss. I think I would have reminded her how late it was.
I wouldn't have done anything, except pretend I wasn't tired. After all, she's your boss.
I'm not sure, but I think I might have lied and told her I had to wake up early in the morning. Then I would have thought of some reason.
What would you have done? Let's take a look at one last situation.
My new neighbor invited me over for lunch. I was a good guest. I came on time, I left on time, I even brought a loaf of bread. It's a good thing, too, because I couldn't eat anything else. You see, the host served seafood, and I hate seafood. I'm not allergic to it, but I really can't stand it. I probably hurt her feelings, but what should I have done?
What should the guest have done? Let's see what the people we talked with had to say.
I think I would have lied and told the host that I was allergic to seafood.
I think you should eat whatever the host makes, even if you don't like it. I mean, if someone goes to all the trouble to cook you something, it's rude not to eat it.
You know, I had a similar experience once. I served a dish with tomatoes in it to someone who was allergic to them. He broke out in a rash. It was terrible. Now when I invite people to dinner, I tell them what I'm planning to make sure that they can eat it. The host in that situation should have asked her guests about food allergies and food preferences before she planned the menu.
What would you have done? We've heard a number of practical solutions to some difficult guest situations. Now you should be ready for anything.
Hi, Sophia.
Hey, Tim.
I was thinking about our plans for Saturday.
Yeah?
You said that you'd make me dinner, and that's going to be great. But I was thinking, could we invite a few more people? You know, since it's my birthday.
Oh, well, I already tried that, Tim. Everyone told me they were busy.
Really? Well, I think I'll ask a few people again. Maybe they can change their plans. After all, it is my birthday.
Hello?
Hey, Steve. It's Tim. What's that noise?
Oh, sorry, I'm salsa dancing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm practicing. My mom's coming to town and she wanted me to take her salsa dancing. Can you believe that?
I didn't know you were into salsa dancing. Good for you. Hey, that's not on Saturday night, is it?
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. Sophia told me that it's your birthday on Saturday. Sorry, I can't be there.
That's okay.
But have a happy birthday. I'll make it up to you, okay?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Jessica, it's gonna be fun.
Uh-huh. Sophia wanted me to tell you that if Tim calls...
Hey, it's Tim on the other line now. Let me get this.
Wait!
Hi, John.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, I was wondering, what are you doing Saturday night?
Hi, Tim, it's Jessica.
Jessica? I thought I called John.
You did.
Are you guys at John's?
No, we're on a conference call.
Oh, okay. I was wondering...
John isn't available, Tim.
Huh?
John, can't come to your dinner Saturday. I just asked him. And he told me that he has other plans.
I did?
Yeah, you just said that you were playing guitar with your band someplace. In fact, I was very surprised that you were playing. Very surprised?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm busy playing on Saturday. Sorry.
But you said you weren't in the band anymore.
This is my farewell concert. I have to do it.
I guess you'll miss my birthday. Too bad.
Yeah, but I can't get away. You know how it is. Maybe you guys can stop by the club afterward?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. That sounds like fun.
Cool.
Hello? Is anybody home?
Who is it?
It's Tim.
Oh, come on in. Hi, Tim. Glad you can make it.
It's my birthday. I wouldn't miss it.
Pretzel?
Sure.
Let's sit. Isn't this wonderful? Hey, how about some TV? I wonder what's on.
Live from Cleveland and the heart around the world.
Surprise!
Hey!